AW, I think we might have a problem. I do like when wrestling matches are unpredictable, when we are just not too sure of who's going to be a winner or who should be the winner. But this is a bit worrying to me. We got MJF versus Hangman Page for the AEW World Championship. And on paper, this makes a lot of sense. They are the heel and face guys of AEW. But I feel like we might be repeating the Cody situation. Because whenever these stipulations come in, where someone, if they lose, they don't challenge for the World Championship anymore, for AEW, the track record isn't great. Which makes me worry a little bit. Because on one hand, Hangman Page winning is a must. He cannot lose this match. On the other hand, MJF winning also is a must because he just got the championship. So it makes no sense to me that we're going to put these two guys with something to lose, I guess, together and make the stipulation extremely insane. Now, looking back at the 2019 Cody situation, I don't know if it's 2019, when he did that, it was like a noble thing. It was him beating the boats, saying, I must win this. And everybody at that time, especially me, thought Cody is definitely winning the championship. But then, as you know, the fallout after that was Cody getting booed out of the building. People turning on Cody at the highest level, which eventually led to him leaving AEW. I don't think Hangman Page is going to leave AEW. I just hope, or rather, I hoped that they were going to put the stipulation as, I won't challenge for the belt as long as you are a champion. That would have made more sense, but he just said, I will never challenge again. Here's why I think I have a little bit of problem with this. Because Hangman Page is using the same storyline, or he's using the same motivation he did use when he was facing Jon Moxley at All In. At that time, it made a lot of sense. Personally, I wanted Will Ospreay to be the person who defeats Jon Moxley for the World Championship. I thought it was time. He had proven himself. He could carry, and he's popular in AEW. He represents what AEW is trying so hard to be. But then it didn't happen. We got Hangman Page going after the title. And maybe like 2 or 3 weeks leading up to it, I was like on board. Okay, cool. Hangman Page, I get it. He's the guy. He's trying to bring back AEW. He's the face. And Jon Moxley had the title on lock. He just kept it completely shielded. And it made a lot of sense story-wise. But now, whenever I watch these promos between MJF and Hangman Page, I just can't stop thinking about the fact that I feel like Hangman Page is using the same motivation to go after this title again. It's, I need this title. This is it. You know what I mean? It's just, yeah. You need the title when you were finding yourself. It made a lot of sense. But now you have found yourself, I guess. And I don't know, man. I want Hangman to win. I just don't think it makes a lot of sense narratively for him to win. On the other hand, we got MJF. MJF, he just won the title. MJF is for me, the one person in AEW that should not leave the company. AEW cannot afford to lose MJF. I don't see it going well for him to lose MJF, but he can afford to lose. But it just makes no sense for him to lose right now. He just got it. And it's stressful to me when I look at this, because I'm like, these two guys deserve to be on the top. Hangman deserves to be on the top. He dropped his title at some point. It didn't make sense why he dropped his title that early, because it's kind of repeating his first reign where he dropped the title to Punk. I understand that at that time people thought, okay, maybe he's not a good champion, and that's just what people think about face champions. That's just wrestling, basically, when it comes to face champions. But then now I look at MJF and I'm like, man, you have to keep this title. You have to build another face, another big face. I thought maybe it's going to be the gateway to Will Ospreay returning and dethroning MJF. But I also thought that MJF is going to go rekindle that feud with the head syndicate, and they're gonna get that thing back. But now I don't know, man. But as I'm looking forward, I am worrying that how will they navigate Hangman coming back to the World Championship? Well, what's the story gonna be like? He's like, I want to get it back now. Please, let me, you know what I mean? Let me try. I'm gonna work. You know what I mean? That's just, I don't know. But maybe that's just what's gonna happen, because I don't see Hangman leaving AEW anytime soon. And if he were to leave, that would be insane for AEW. Like, they are homegrown person, the first person to challenge for the World Championship, one of the most popular, if not the most popular people in AEW. It's just worrying to me. It's genuinely worrying to me. But I guess time will tell with this, and I hope they don't fumble this. I hope they don't fumble this. The match is gonna be great. Even though I'm getting a little bit tired of this Texas death match. Why does it always be the Texas death match for Hangman Page? Is it because I don't know, man. It's like they're trying to repeat All In again. I don't know. Maybe I'm just overthinking this a bit, but maybe you guys can tell me with this stuff. But MJF for me has more potential moving forward with his title. There's too many people who could go after MJF. He has pissed off a lot of people, and he has unresolved feuds with a lot of people, namely Bobby Lashley, who has just disappeared on TV for whatever reason. I don't know if he's hurt or anything like that. Let's see how this works. Let's see how this goes. But I'm not too excited about this, and it's worrying me a little bit. The match is going to be great. I'm going to be watching it, of course, and I'm going to be rooting for him and Page, even though I don't think he should be the person to win this right now. I like when titles keep changing hands. I do like that. But in this particular situation, for me, this doesn't feel right. On the next topic, the AEW women's division. I hate to say this, but it's lacking Timeless Toni Storm. Timeless Toni Storm really put that thing on the echelon. It made it almost on par, if not on par, with the men's World Championship scene. There's something about that character that made wrestling more wrestling. The wrestling that AEW is pushing for. So now with her not being there, I like the current champion, but then there's something about her presence, there's something about her involvement that elevates the division quite a lot, instead of just keeping it normal. AEW should have built stars way before the whole Timeless Storm losing the AEW championship. We had a lot of people there. Willow Nightingale, who's always there, but she's always like in the mid card. She's always like either going for the TBS championship or going for the tag team championships, and I'm kind of getting tired of that. She can't even turn heel anymore because she was a heel. It's not something new to her. It's not gonna be something that is like, oh man, she finally snapped. It's just like, yeah, you know what I mean? And we got a lot of these CML guys or CML girls, I mean, who are coming in and doing all the good stuff. They show a lot of potential, but without stories, it becomes just another Wednesday, another pay-per-view. Great matches, but like, just then what? Who am I invested in? Who should I care about? On another topic, AEW has an Okada problem. I've said this in previous videos, but it has an Okada problem. Okada at this point is just completely untouchable. Like, he's someone who, whenever I watch him, I just think, this guy cannot lose. At first, when I saw him, I was like, what's the hype with this guy? You know what I mean? In New Japan, I didn't watch it. I don't watch it still. But like, what's the hype with this guy? He came in. He's basically having a Gunther run. He has been champion for as long as he has been in AEW, which is worrying, because now, what do you do with someone like that? Who do you make him lose to? That's why they're keeping him as far away from the main event scene, because once you put him there, what does that look like? who can go after this person who is literally invincible in AEW. But I think maybe they're gonna go the Okada, not the Okada and Takeshita route. And if they go that route, it's gonna be cool, because I look at that, I'm like, Takeshita is someone who is clearly going to turn face at Revolution probably, and turn against Don Callis, who, funny enough, Don Callis recruited Takeshita first before the whole Don Callis family thing, after the whole Kenny Omega thing. But I want Takeshita to win the title first. I want Takeshita to win the title first before he faces Okada in the main events or something, and for the AEW World Championship. But I just don't know how they're gonna put Takeshita in the world title scene. He's been ready for it for quite a while. And also I kind of worry about Takeshita going face, or more or less going solo, because AEW has a tendency of turning people face and putting him in a group of people who are not in the main events. Those people don't even elevate the person who's supposed to be the leader. There's no clear leaders that are like Chris Jericho type of leaders. And I worry that it's gonna kind of go into obscurity after turning face. He's just gonna be someone who's being put there, but then, you know what I mean, he speaks Japanese and his English is not good. So people like that usually need someone to talk for them, for promos and all of that. But now with Don Callis clearly on his way out, I wonder how they're gonna navigate that whole thing. I'm kind of worried about that, but we're gonna see as the time progresses. But as it stands right now, Takeshita is going to be more visible, or more where he should be, than be another lackey in a group of 75 people. And when that happens, I hope it manifests to something much more. I hope they just put him in the world title scene immediately and he wins, instead of just and he wins, even if it's all in. But I don't know if Takeshita versus MJF is gonna draw a lot of numbers, but who knows. So tell me what you guys think in the comments, and see you in the next video.